that was issued from the WNBPA. At midnight, the 2020 WNBA collective bargaining agreement will expire. Despite demonstrating our willingness to compromise in order to get a deal done, the WNBA and its teams have failed to meet us.
The WNBA is facing a moment that many insiders quietly feared but never believed would actually happen. A moment that could redefine the league's future, reshape its global footprint, and expose the fragile foundation beneath years of controlled narratives. Caitlin Clark, the most powerful name women's basketball has produced in decades, has reportedly announced her intention to move to Europe after negotiations surrounding the new collective bargaining agreement collapsed, and the reaction across the league is nothing short of panic. This isn't just about one player exploring overseas opportunities. This is about leverage, power, and the uncomfortable reality that the WNBA may no longer control the very star who has been carrying its visibility, ratings, ticket sales, and cultural relevance.
We all witnessed it during the 2025 and 24 season. These players pretty much hate Caitlin Clark with a passion, and I'm here to tell you right now, the hate is growing even stronger because many people...
For years, the league relied on a familiar formula. Stars come in, fall in line, accept the structure, and eventually move on. Caitlin Clark never fit that mold. From the moment she stepped onto a college court, she rewrote expectations, shattered viewership records, and attracted an audience that women's basketball had struggled to reach for generations. Now, that audience is watching closely as reports emerge that Clark, frustrated by stalled CBA talks, limited revenue sharing, and restricted player freedom, is preparing to take her talents to Europe. And suddenly, the league that once believed it held all the cards is scrambling to explain what happens next. Behind closed doors, league executives understand exactly what this means. Caitlin Clark isn't just another all-star. She is the economic engine. When she plays, arenas sell out. Television ratings spike. Social media engagement explodes. Merchandise sales surge. Corporate sponsors line up. When she doesn't play, the numbers quietly fall back to where they were before she arrived. That reality has become impossible to ignore, and the threat of losing her to Europe has forced the WNBA into an uncomfortable reckoning. The collapse of the latest CBA talks didn't happen overnight. Tensions had been building for months as players pushed for better salaries, improved travel conditions, expanded revenue sharing, and more control over their personal brands. While veteran players framed the negotiations as a collective struggle, younger stars like Clark found themselves in a unique position. Unlike previous generations, Caitlin Clark entered the league already as a global brand. She didn't need the WNBA to make her famous. The WNBA needed her to stay relevant. That imbalance of power changed everything. Sources close to the negotiations suggest that Clark's camp was particularly frustrated with the league's reluctance to adapt to the new economic reality she represents. While the WNBA emphasizes long-term sustainability, Clark represents immediate growth. She generates money now. She attracts international attention now. And yet the structure remains rigid, limiting earning potential domestically, while players continue to rely on overseas leagues to make real money. For Caitlin Clark, the question became increasingly simple. Why wait? European leagues have long offered higher salaries, better training facilities, more flexible contracts, and fewer restrictions on endorsements. For years, WNBA players quietly accepted this reality as part of the grind. But Clark is not a quiet player. She is not bound by tradition, and she is not willing to sacrifice prime years under a system that refuses to evolve quickly enough. When word began to circulate that Clark was seriously considering a European move, the response from fans was immediate and emotional. Some saw it as a betrayal, others viewed it as a wake-up call. But inside the league offices, the reaction was far more severe. Losing Caitlin Clark, even temporarily, would create a vacuum that no marketing campaign could fill.
Your greatness, your star power, you are the reason for there being no 2026 WNBA season as of now. Because had you not been such a great player and a big star, these women wouldn't be demanding all of the stuff that they are demanding.
The league has spent years attempting to build parity, emphasizing team success over individual stardom. That philosophy worked when the audience was small and expectations were modest. But Clark's arrival changed the scale. She brought mainstream attention, casual viewers, and global visibility. She brought people who didn't care about parity. They cared about her. And now those people may follow her to Europe. Imagine the implications. European broadcasts featuring Caitlin Clark suddenly drawing American audiences. Jerseys selling internationally instead of domestically. Sponsorships flowing overseas. Young fans waking up at odd hours to watch her play in packed arenas abroad. This isn't just a loss for the WNBA. It's a shift in the center of gravity. The irony is that the league has been here before, though never at this scale. Historically, the WNBA struggled to retain its top talent year-round due to financial limitations. Stars would dominate domestically, then quietly head overseas to secure their livelihoods. The difference now is visibility. Caitlin Clark's move wouldn't be quiet. It would be headline news. It would dominate sports talk shows. It would spark debates about labor rights, gender equity, and league governance. And it would expose a truth the league has tried to manage carefully. The WNBA does not yet offer the financial security that its biggest stars deserve. As the CBA talks stalled, frustration turned into resolve. Clark's reported announcement was not framed as an emotional decision, but a strategic one. She is not walking away from the league. She is applying pressure, and the pressure is working. Within hours of the news breaking, analysts began questioning whether the league underestimated her leverage. Social media erupted with comparisons to major male athletes who forced structural changes by threatening to leave or by actually leaving. The message was clear: talent goes where it is valued. For Caitlin Clark, Europe represents respect, opportunity, and autonomy. It represents a chance to play in front of passionate crowds without being asked to carry the financial burden of an entire league. It represents an environment where her skills are celebrated without constant scrutiny over her influence, popularity, or marketability. Meanwhile, the WNBA faces a brutal reality. Without Clark, the league risks losing momentum at the worst possible moment. Attendance spikes attributed to her presence would disappear. Television partners would reassess projections. Sponsors drawn by her star power would rethink commitments. And younger fans, newly invested in the sport, might drift away. This is why panic has set in. League officials are now reportedly revisiting negotiation strategies, reconsidering previously firm positions, and exploring interim solutions that could entice Clark to stay or return quickly. The tone has shifted from authority to urgency, from patience to concern. Because once a star of Clark's magnitude realizes she has options, the old rules no longer apply.